And we're live with day 12 of Trails of Cold Steel 4. We got 4 bonding points to spend today. Now, where's Elisa? We need to talk to Elisa. Nothing like a nice hot drink to calm you down. I'm glad you like it. Hey Lisa, Angelica, taking some time out for a cup of tea? Yeah, I kind of figured it'd be hard for her to visit the lounge given how she's supposed to be piloting the ship. Can't rely on the autopilot too heavily either, but on the bright side, her hair has a heartbeat. Holy shit, Elisa's hair has a heartbeat. That's different. Well, the bright side, I feel more relaxed now than I have in a long time. I'm so pumped now, I think I can pull off some real acrobatic maneuvers. Please don't. Yeah, that's just asking for trouble. Oh god. You play Vantage Masters, right? If you have the time, what do you think about challenging me? Elisa, of course, I didn't know you played. I saw a new class I'm playing and thought I would give it a go. It's become popular with the 4th Development Division recently. In that case, you wouldn't want to be the only one not playing, huh? We should have a game or two together. That would be great. You can now play Vantage Masters against Elisa. I'll never do so. Alright. So... we got Yuna is right here, so let's go talk to Yuna. Yuna. Sorry about all this. Would you stop apologizing? Yuna, what happened? Oh, it's nothing. I just grazed my arm a little during training. I don't think it's anything that needs to be looked at, though. That's just the kind of negligence that will leave you with a nasty scar. Now show me the wound and let's get it cleaned. Thanks, really. Wow, Divly really knows her stuff when it comes to taking care of others. There, clean and wrapped. That wasn't so bad, was it? Thanks again. This was so nice of you. Oh, that reminds you. I forgot to give you something, Instructor Reen. This is the ID for Ellie's Palm Party account. We thought you should have this so you could help test the connection we'll be using to share intel with Lloyd and the SSS. Plus, you can play the game too if you want. Oh, cool. Thanks. Pom Party. Yes, that's the entire reason why I went and talked to Yuna. Oh, that's right. Hold up. The costumes. I said it. Yep. I really do like this outfit. Remove it. Hold on. No, we had the casual ones first. The casual one's pretty much this shirt. What? That's so weird. It's like the same. Almost. Nah, let's keep it this way. Rainbow hair! No, I'm kidding. Hey, look, it's the scar. The true Dark Prince. Yo. This or this? Ooh. That's just wrong. Now we'll stick with his normal clothing. All right, now that we've gotten all of that from, we got to do the things. So we want to Machias in the break room because it's a character note. So we got to talk to Machias. It can't be what can be Machias. My dad just sent me an orbital mail about the current situation in Ordis. I heard someone was dispatched there recently by order of City Hall. Is there some sort of issue with that? Nah, it's not a big deal, really. It's just my dad's been in kind of a tough spot in Ordis, what with his partial demotion and all. This will get messy for him. All I can do is hope he keeps on fighting the good fight. I don't know all the details, but Waka seems pretty worried about his dad. That in mind, Valimar might be able to get us over to Ordis. Oh, for the love of God. Why not ask Ordine? Oh wait, we probably can't actually. Like, why not ask Ordine? And then I realized, oh wait, we can't because Ordine is Crow. Hey Marcus, would you up for sneaking into Ordis with me again? Even with the Imperial Defense Force there, we might still have a chance if we go via Valimar. Reen, you mean it? Thanks, there's actually a few things I've been wanting to check on over there. If we could just get in touch with my dad and help him work this out, it'd mean the world to me. No time to waste then. Let's get going. Ugh. After contacting Governor Regnitz, the two headed to Ordis with Valamore's help. One of the governor's subordinates was waiting for them in Ordis and escorted them to the mansion with the utmost secrecy. Thank you, Marcus and Reen. You risked a lot to come back here. I only meant to report on what was happening lately. I guess I've made you worry. We just wanted to check in and make sure everything was alright. It seems like new problems are sprouting up faster than weeds. Right, like the National Mobilization Loss Conscription and Requisitions Council. Yes, whereas the Government Accountability Inspectorate falls under the Judicial Branch. The Ministry of Justice is an executive agency where the Conscription and Requisitions Council was only recently established. As the name suggests, they have the authority to requisition and conscript according to the law. So one of the council members was sent to Ordis and is now carrying out the law. But this person is only targeting nobles. Yes, that's the information I've received from Vincent and the Florald family. They seem to be covertly seizing assets way beyond what the law permits. Some noble families are now on the verge of bankruptcy. They're taking this way too far. It's almost as if they have a grudge against nobles. But that can't be right, they're nobility themselves. Indeed. One of them is the son of a count who was once in marriage talks with the Kayan family. Depending on what happens, it could go against the secret non-intervention agreement with the nobles that Hugo and Vincent negotiated. I don't have the authority to execute anything now, but it's necessary to have oversight as a member of the Inspectorate. Well, I'll do all that I can to help now that I'm here. But this all sounds very familiar. Pardon the intrusion, Governor Regnitz. As something happened, one of the council members is currently exercising their duties at the harbor. The cargo transport ship shared by the noble families has been forcibly requisitioned. Who the fuck is it? A noble who hates nobles. That makes no sense. Alright, let's get started. It shouldn't take too long since we're splitting the documents between us. Once they've been categorized, we'll send them out to the appropriate squadrons. Understood. The fuck is this? You guys. What are you kids doing here? This is a restricted area. Huh? Hey, you in the glasses. Haven't I seen you somewhere before? You know these guys, Marcus? Yeah, I had a feeling we would meet him here. It's been a while, Arthur. I haven't seen you since Sis's funeral. You mean... Wow, first I get to see your dad again, and now you, Marcus. It's good to see you. Sounds like you've been doing some good work at Thor's and with the Government Accountability Inspectorate. Oh! A noble who hates nobles! Yeah, that makes sense now. Man, you've really grown. If I remember right, Marcus's cousin was in a relationship with the noble son of a count. But the Kayan family butted in and caused everything to fall apart. And I hear you're no longer at City Hall. You were part of the executive committee that pushed the National Mobilization Law through, right? Yes, I applied right after that law was passed. I didn't ask to be transferred to Ordis, that was just coincidence. After everything that happened, I figured out I was in no position to face you or your father. I see. I'm not here in any official capacity, but there's still something I need to ask you. What exactly you're planning when you seize that ship? According to my father, nobility intended it to be an emergency resource for refugees and victims of war. Even with the national mobilization law in place, seizing supplies meant to support the citizens won't be allowed. Under normal circumstances, I'd agree with you. But the law can be interpreted in a lot of different ways. I've already had this policy approved by the committee. I argue that since the nobles have resources to spare, they should shoulder the lion's share of the burden. Arthur, you're an idiot. That's how you got around it. So it's true, you're not even hiding the fact that you're robbing the nobility blind. This is a blatant abuse of statutory interpretation. With all your experience, you have to know that. Marcus, you remember the Civil War? You were there, after all. You've seen firsthand the suffering the nobles' foolishness has caused. And the four great houses are the worst of all. Yes, they've paid reparations, but it's not enough. They've held back the progress of the Empire and its people for generations. We have to make them pay for everything they've done. And he's under the curse's influence. Okay. I no longer hate him as much. He can't control himself. If we are to overcome this war and create a brighter future, they must pay. What is this? I thought so. Arthur, listen to me. You can't do this. This isn't what Elsa would want. What? This whole time I've been trying to understand why you'd support the national mobilization law. I mean, you're from a noble family yourself. Why would you be so harsh on other nobles? But I think I have my answer now. You've never forgiven yourself for Elsa's death. The pressure from the nobility, the things you said, they've been weighing on you all these years. I tried to reason with her. Even if we couldn't get married, I'd still take care of her. Being a rich man's mistress isn't a bad life. So why? Why did she kill herself? What am I saying? What good will it do me to repent now when it's too late? You see, you've regretted it all this time, and those feelings festered. Forgive me, but I've been keeping tabs on you in my spare time. After Elsa died, you left City Hall and continued working for a different department. Your ties with the Caen household were completely cut, and you were as good as disowned by your own family. Despite all that, in your own way, you've been trying to change the Empire's nobility. It's all been to atone for what happened to Elsa, isn't it? Oh. I don't deserve those words. Believe me, I know how you feel. Back then, I hated the nobles and how powerless I was to change anything. You must have lost any remaining faith in them thanks to the Civil War. So you used the national mobilization law to erode their power and put them in the line of fire. But this isn't right. It doesn't matter what dirty tactics your foes use or how much the odds are stacked against you. I believe in the law. If we really want to change the world, we have to do it by the book. Damn it, I know! I tried to do things legit, but it wasn't enough. No one's ever going to change anything that way. Not alone, we can't. I can only speak for myself, but I haven't given in yet. My cousin's death hit me hard, just like you. I started to give in to my hatred. But the time I spent in Class 7 gave me a new outlook on the world and led me to the Inspectorate. I know there's a better way out there for you. I'll help you find it. It's the least I can do for the man my cousin loved. Machias. You really have become a fine young man. But me, I haven't grown as a person at all. How can I ever face you or your father after everything I've done? You shouldn't worry so much. Just come forward and face us head on. Hey! It's the governor! Governor Regnitz! For better or worse, I'm going to stick out my post as Imperial Governor from here on. But I can't do it alone. I'm going to need the help of young talent like Rean and Machias. That goes for you too, Arthur. We've worked together before. We can work together again. I think this is what Elsa would want. Yeah, I agree. What do you say, Arthur? Will you work with us to change this country for the better? Machias. I messed up again, didn't I? Hey! The curse is gone! We did it! Woo! I'm sorry, Elsa. What have I done? Well, I mean, it's easily reversed. Right? Arthur released the cargo ship and returned it to its rightful owner, though he'd continue working with the National Mobilization Committee, promised to change his ways and revise their acquisition policies. You do the right thing, that's all that matters. Like, jeez, dude. Looks like it turned out okay, huh, Machias? Yeah, I feel like I finally found some closure, too. Thank you, Rean. I don't think I'd ever have found the words to get through to Arthur if I hadn't met you. If I've grown at all, it's only thanks to you and Eustace, and the rest of Class 7 too. Eustace? Oh! Well, you're welcome. But you've helped me out too. I think I can put a little more trust in the future now. Who knows, I might even be able to reach some kind of understanding with my own father. I mean, your father is Theo Schwarzer, so you got that already. Oh, right. I guess none of this even compares to that. You're going to have your work cut out for you. Yeah, Osborne's, a thing. Just know you can always count on me for anything. You're a good friend, Machias. Thank you. Bond with Machias strengthened. Hey, almost maxed out. Woo, Machias 2. Alright, now we need Altina in the deck. Oh no. What's Altina doing out here? She must be pretty lost in thought if she hasn't even noticed me yet. She's so focused in right now, but maybe I ought to check up on her. As her instructor. I don't think that's how she wants you to check up on her, my dude, but that does work. Spend time with Altina. This will consume a bonding point. Oh no! Special memories. Okay, before that, I'm gonna drink some water because why not? I would love to cosplay as Rean. Alright, better step her out of Clam Soleil's. Oh, where are you going? Instructor Rean. It's nothing to worry about. I just have a few minor tasks that I need to take care of. You don't need to trouble yourself with everyone's private matters. Altina, wait! Valimar! Where's she heading off to? I'd better go after her with Valimar. Again, I want to question why you use Valimar, who's mind wiped. We makes a decision to others and then began trying to figure out where Altina had gone. While researching using the terminal documents, she stumbled upon some disturbing information. It was related to Rean's hometown, Ymir. The government had a strategy in place to send the Imperial Defense Force to occupy this neutral region, capture the Baron and his wife, and draw on... Oh, fuck no. Out in the open. Today's the day this operation was scheduled to put into action. Private matters my ass! Private matters, other people's private matters my ass. This is personal for Rean. Quite literally. The mountain range, after hiding Valimar among the rocks and cracks, Rean made for Ymir as fast as his legs would carry him. Isengard. Please, I can't be too late. Stop right there, brat. Who'd have thought a little kid like this could cause so much trouble? That black puppet. Wait, are you the Intelligence Division's Black Rabbit? Perfect, you can join the Baron until the Ashen Chevalier gets here. Ah! Oh! He went ogre form! Ah! What the? You want the Ashen Chevalier, right? Oh, he sliced through the soul dot. Even the Zauber Soldats. Impossible! Could it be him? No, there's no way. Take your hands off Altina. Instructor. Hey, pull yourselves together. We're the Imperial Defense Force, for crying out loud. Nah! You're gonna die! Call for reinforcements. We'll surround them. Sorry to break it to you, but they already left. You. Scarecrow. The Ironbloods, what are you doing here? I was gonna ask you that. Ymir's neutral. We have a non-interference agreement. I applaud your passion for your work, but breaking that agreement by coming here isn't something we look kindly on. But we were just... Major, what about the Ashen Chevalier's actions at Ordis in the fortress? What are a few sacrifices if it means stopping him from stemming the war effort? Look, I didn't come here to talk military strategy. You're to leave the area immediately. That comes straight from old Blood and Iron himself. The Chancellor. You're the man. Withdraw. Oh, so they did it against orders. Oh. And Rean just powered down. Sorry about that. Some of our troops have more enthusiasm than sense. I mean, yeah, they literally tried to bring out the great sacrifice himself. I'll be making an example of them. No one will dare touch Ymir again. It's like, Lecter, what are you? Well then, see you around. Don't be too harsh on the Black Rabbit, okay? She did this for your sake, after all. I don't think he's gonna be harsh on her at all. It's not in Rean's, okay, he does yell sometimes. I'm very sorry for acting so recklessly. I just wanted to help, and Thank goodness you're alright. I appreciate the sentiment, but please don't do that again. Talk things through with someone. Don't just rush out on your own. I won't be able to take it if I lose you too. Oh yeah. He probably flashed back to like Milliam dying and just like, no. Oh no. Okay. Yeah, you remember your sister, right? You know, the one who's dead? He's still grieving. Of course, I should have thought of that. I could have put him through the same pain he felt back when he lost her. I'm sorry. I promise I won't do anything like this again. Okay, as long as you understand. Phew. You're okay, everything's fine.
I can't carry on the way I have any longer. I need to change.
Oh! Voice acting thoughts! Oh no.
I may need to do what Milliam did. No, that would cause him pain as well. I need to come up with a plan of my own to protect him when and where he needs it most.
Hi! Don't do a dumb. Please.
What is this emotion I'm feeling?
Oh! Oh no.
It feels somehow different from my connection to the others. Could this be what they call...
Well. Rean and Altina climbed back up the mountain to Valimar. They made it back to the Mercado safely and reunited with their friends. Your bond with Altina strengthened. You shared a special moment with Altina. Oh no. Hey! Max bonding points! Altina's bond is at maximum. Okay, okay. Next person is gonna be the princess herself. Yee. Princess! What's with the flowers and suitcase, Your Highness? Oh, I'm just preparing myself is all. I was wondering if we could make a stop by Alistair once the opportunity allows. I see. Prince Oliver's childhood home. Town. The state funeral for the victims has already been performed in Heimdall. Their remains, however, were completely incinerated. Though the grave itself is quite extravagant, it's actually empty. No matter how I thought about it, I just couldn't picture my brother's soul lying to rest there. I'd just like to go back to his old home just once to lay some flowers there. Your Highness. Oh, it's just a personal whim of mine, really. We can talk more about it when the time is right. Should instead be thinking of what kind of contributions I can make for the ship, shouldn't I? Remember, I'm a member of the crew before I'm a princess. Don't hesitate to assign me my fair share of the work. Prince Albert's childhood home, huh? Maybe I should pay my respects too. Valimore's getting a workout, isn't he? If you're up for it, Your Highness, I could have Valimore take us there. I'd like to go pay my respects to Prince Oliver as well. Rean, I'd really appreciate that. Thank you. I love this relationship. Rean and Alfin took Valimar to a remote region of Erebonia. They went down to Alistair, taking care not to be conspicuous. Phew, we made it. Sorry for making you carry so much, Rean. Oh no, I'm glad I could help. It's really not so much to carry, I assure you. But I think I can tell what this is just by the weight of it. Between that and what she was talking with Sandy about earlier. This is where the Lenheim household was. This is where Oliver was born and raised. I'd been wanting to make a visit, but it burned down before I could. You know, those of us in Class 7 actually did stop by back during the Civil War. You and the others told me about it, that lightning struck it a few months ago. Could that have been some kind of omen? Anyway, I'd like to offer some flowers and pay our respects. You see, this monument it's... Something the matter? Oh, someone's laid out a rose already. They must have had the same idea and got here before us. I think I know who. That black ribbon is used by the Arnor house in times of mourning. It must have been Cedric. Oh. What exactly is going through his mind? There's this... But what happened with the Crimson Wings in the first place? He thinks that he has the right to mourn Oliver. But I suppose the same could be said about me. Your Highness? I asked Emma and Celine about the rivalries, Rean. If you do wind up facing off against Cedric, if you feel any pity or sympathy for him, you must bury it, even if it's a matter of life or death. She does realize what she just asked Rean to do, right? Your Highness, Rean, you've always been so gentle by nature. To be honest, if you do end up fighting Cedric, I worry that your kindness could cause you to hesitate, to prevent him from doing any more damage than he already has. Princess Alphen, I'm afraid I can't allow myself to do that. When it comes to Prince Cedric, I have Kurt to consider as well. But I have to think about you too. I'm not under the illusion that everything going forward will be anything but complicated. This is Prince Cedric that we're talking about, your twin brother and the person closest to you in a lot of ways, Your Highness. What happens with the rivalries is not set in stone. I think that the best thing is for you to think about what you yourself would like to do. Once I know how I can help, I'll do anything and everything in my power to do so. Rean. I still have a lot to figure out. With things as they are, I think that Elise would just laugh. But it's true, with Father out of commission and with Mother being held captive, I must face Cedric in place of Oliver. Even simply as his only sister, I will think over matters carefully. I won't run away from this. That sounds like a good idea to me, Your Highness. Prince Cedric also offered flowers here. I think that act conveys a certain sentiment. Thanks, Rean. Alright, I actually had something I wanted to do here. You know that case I've been making you lug around? I was almost sure that it was a loot. Is it? Yes, it is. A most beloved souvenir from Oliver's travels to Libero. I've actually been taking the odd lesson here and there lately. I just might be able to hash my way through a song or two. According to Sandy, the mayor's out at the moment, so we're not pressed for time. Oh, that's good. The whole situation with the mayor sure is strange. Grandma's on standby, so I can't see a reason why we'd need to hurry. I'd be honored if you would play for me, Your Highness. I'm a little nervous. Okay, deep breath and... Sorry, Rean. I was able to play it a bit better. Play it better earlier. I really was. Maybe the size is throwing me off. It really can make a difference. I think this particular loot is a little big for most women. That was Amber Amour, right? Would you mind if I play a little too? Actually, I think I heard about that before from Elise. You played at the Academy Festival 2 years ago, right? That's right. My dad gave me lessons growing up. It's a pretty famous song, so maybe we can make our way through it. That was lovely, Rean. Really lovely. You might even be better than Oliver. Thanks. Given how often he played this lute, I'd be surprised if that were the case. Hearing this song again really takes me back, though. I used to listen to it a lot when I was little. It seems that Oliver's mother, it seems that Ariel really loved it. This song is how she expressed her feelings when she refused father's marriage proposal back when he was the crown prince. I really feel like I can imagine her performance from Olivert's eyes. I see. I think Prince Oliver himself may have told me this before. It looks like Oliver was filled with the same sentiment. I get the feeling that the basic ideas and emotions we have as people don't really change much from generation to generation. Mine as well. Huh? I think that we'll be finding out Elise's whereabouts sooner rather than later. You go to find Irene, find her and bring her back. I think that fate has set this course. When someone is kind enough to assert that, it does make you focus in and face what lies ahead of you. That's exactly what I intend to do as well. This isn't the time to be reserved. Right here in the situation. I'm sure that Oliver would be in total agreement if you were here, though my thoughts regarding Cedric here are less clear.
Rean, I'm in love with you. I have been ever since the day you rescued me. 2 years ago, on the Pantagruel. You may see me as nothing more than your sister's dearest friend, the Imperial Princess under whom you serve. But all I truly am deep down is a girl whose heart longs for you.
Well, that's, I think that your lovely performance charmed this out of me, Rean. And you don't need to give me an answer or anything, okay? I just wanted to share how I feel about you. What is with everybody confessing to read this game? Jeez. Although, to be fair, there was a lot to the teasing more than normal teasing last game, so... Oh, for the love of God. So they want to share how I feel about you. I think that a lot of things might change for you when Elise is back. And once the real battle begins, I don't think there will be any chances like this. Your Highness. Should we be heading back to the ship then? We still need to determine where Elise is. I actually think that I might be able to help Tow out. Rain and Alphen departed Alistair after giving their best to Sandy and the others. They returned to the Merkaba on Valamor. The princess carried the loot case on the way back, saying that she could handle it on her own now. We're not even an hour in, and this game's already a little bit too much for me. Oh dear. I love how we have Tina in our party. And Duvali still lasts. Like, what? Duvali came with Crow. That's the order in which they came in. But for whatever reason, it throws Duvali last and Tina before Agate, which is... I don't know, it's just weird. Oh dear, 178, 100, 177. We gotta fix this before we do anything else, anyway. Hey everyone, I see you're all set up in the workshop now, huh, Tita? Yep, I wanted to pay you back for all the help you've given me. I'll make any modifications to your armaments you might need. It'll be just like when we worked together on your field exercises. Hey, don't take on too much at once. Remember, you gotta do maintenance on the engines too. No sweat, I'm just getting started. That's great, just don't push yourself too hard. Oh, you two really get each other. Though I guess it makes sense after all the intense battles you two have gone through together. Yeah, well, I get the feeling we could have avoided a lot of those battles if Tita here didn't charge right in without thinking so much. Well, what about all the times you were too much of a hothead to back down from a fight? Okay, I guess we're both as bad as each other. I mean, look, that's a fair point, right? Like, if you're both just as bad as each other, fair, it's all Gucci. No one is worse than the other. Well, I figure that's part of why we make such a great team. Yeah, you're right. Ooh la la, isn't that sweet? I think someone's got a little crush. Yeah, I can feel myself getting bashful just watching them. Reen, of all people, getting bashful, oh no. Shop. Yes. Buy. Holy robe. No. Ooh. Kenju no Ha. Excel jacket. Oh, but it minuses speed. Why? Wait, why does it minus speed? Does the holy robe actually give us speed? Yeah, it does. 840. 900. Oh, that's a big jump. Cream color! No. Wait! Why does it give defense, huh? That's funny. Ooh! We have enough to get Emma all of the things as well.
Come back soon. I'll help.
Seventh caliber is one of them. Then we have, okay, so we need water, fire, earth, and wind. That's it. Quartz. Oh, we already had Zero Cannon R. Free Zero Cannon is fine. Gravian Hammer. And Wind. Ixion Volt. Ixion Volt R. Fuck me. But yeah, that gives Art. That gives her everything except Albion Wolf and Lost Genesis, which she gets through the Titania and Diva. I love how he's in our party, but we can't change anything from him. Moebius EX. Skull. Wait, Skull DX is one of the. Is this one? Interesting. It's like a special version of thing.
Come back soon. Yes.
7 for each. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 15 times 7. That's 90? I don't think we'll have enough for everybody. And I'm pretty sure we need 2 of these, so 60. It's gonna be. This is annoying. Trying to get everyone's weapons to max is gonna be annoying as fuck.
Come back
Ooh!
soon.
Mickey X orbs, create. Oh! Oh, that's right.
Come back soon. I'll help. Come back soon.
Yes, yes. Now, for the final. Why so serious, Laura? Everything okay? One moment. I may have overworked myself a little bit in the morning. My apologies, I was just lost in thought. We were able to get you and Crow back. We've been recovering our comrades one after another. But there's still the Ironbloods and Ouroboros to consider, as well as Zephyr and the Red Constellation. Can I really hope to stand up to those blocking our path? Do I truly have what it takes to serve as heir to the Arcade family in the Blade Master's stead? Oh no, not this again. If her doubting herself so much is what we get for the Viscount dying, I'd rather just use Necromancy to resurrect the Viscount. At least he's confident. I love Laura, don't get me wrong, but like, the grief leading to guilt, leading to insecurity is kind of just a chore. Thoughts like that have been weighing quite heavily on my mind as of late. Laura, my sword itself is in fine condition. If there's a problem, it must lie with me. I must further own my abilities should I wish to continue to serve as a blade of class 7. Looks like Laura has hit a bit of a dead end. That being the case... Right, maybe we could try there. Would you like to go down to the surface with me, Laura? Oh, whatever for. If you're intent on polishing up your skills, then I think I know the place. It just might help you shake off any stagnation you're feeling. Very well, I can't say no to you. So where's this place exactly? I hope it's Ymir. Do we ever get to see Ymir, like, proper in this game? Like, at all? I miss going home. During the course of the Intel mission, Reen and Laura stopped on a certain island. Brionio, the same place you settled things with Crow. Suppose this would make an ideal training spot? Yeah, and it's uninhabited too, so we don't have to worry about causing damage if we go all out. I've trained alone in the mountains before, but having a whole island to myself will be new. Group B went here when we were students. I doubt anyone will find us here. It's perfect. Now we should set up camp so we may begin. First, we'll need to establish a base camp, build a fire, and find a fresh water supply. Sounds good, let's do it. All of that just to fight! Laura and Reen began their training trip. Oh no. How long are you gonna take? Is this gonna be another one of the fight ones? After pitching their tents, finding food and water didn't take long. With preparations finished, they were able to devote themselves to improving their skills. Both of them were used to training in the great outdoors. They moved across the island, alternating between individual practice and sparring matches. They started to lose track of time until eventually... It started to rain! Because these two are dumb. Sheesh, I could have sworn the forecast said it would stay dry. Maybe it's another side effect of the Great Twilight, or maybe I'm just overthinking it. Perhaps summer rains are always unpredictable. Let's give it some time and maybe over soon enough. Sure. Some time away to train was just what I needed. Concentrating on nothing but swinging my sword has done wonders for clearing my head. Doubt this will be enough to overcome the uncertainty of my blade, though. Right. Is this about your dad? Yes. Victor S. Arcade. At the time, I truly believed I would black out momentarily. I felt so powerless, it was as if the ground had been pulled out from under me. The idea that I was only a burden to Emma and Gaius, that I could not save you or Milliam, it was almost too much for me to bear. Laura. More than anything else, I despise myself for being so weak. As an Arcade, my blade is meant to inspire and push others forward, but I was unable to do it. I couldn't even come close to my father's legacy. I knew how much Elisa and Eustace must have been suffering, but I couldn't do anything for them. Rean, I truly admire you for deciding to undergo the rivalries. Everyone in Class 7 is working so hard in their own way. Even Crow is breaking free from his own past. I'm surrounded by people with so much determination. I feel like I'm the only one who isn't doing enough. So much for being the Radiant Blade Master's daughter. Have I only been riding on the coattails of my father's renown all this time? Am I truly that weak? When I consider this, I only want to run and hide from it all. This must be what is causing my lack of resolve. Is that right? You know, Laura, you and I are really quite alike. Huh? When I was being held in the workshop, I spent so much time cursing my own weakness. Everything had gone so wrong, and it felt like it was all my fault. But unlike you, Yeah! Rean is a bad boy. Rean, as a fellow practitioner of the blade, I've always kept a close eye on you and your skills. Somewhere along the way, I noticed something odd, but I couldn't quite place what it was. Until now, that is. What do you mean? You're searching for a place to die, aren't you? Excuse! Rean, do we need to have a talk again? I know that the Chancellor's heart beats in your chest, and that is what's keeping the curse of the Empire alive. However, you are not like Crow. Once you die, you will not come back. Therefore, I must ask, why are you giving up so easily? If you won't answer, then let me see if I am correct in my guess. Is it because you can't forgive yourself? The curse spreading throughout the continent, Milliam's death, you blame yourself for all of it. So now you feel like you don't deserve to live and that dying will in some way help you atone. Am I right? Yeah, something like that. Rean! Oh, for the love of God. The love of Adios. Rean, why are you such an idiot? Rean is a bigger derp than I am. No, actually, it's exactly like that. What's the point in hiding it when you can read me like a book? Countless lives will be lost because of the war in the Great Twilight. None of this would be happening if I had been stronger, if I'd realized what was going on sooner. I wouldn't say I'm trying to throw my life away. It's more like I'm looking for a way to make my death mean something. That's the best way I can put it. I thought so. Ow! Laura's about to like beat the ever-living crap out of Rean. Fisticuffs! This may sound strange, but I'm happy you told me. Now that I know what burdens you bear, my own issues seem petty in comparison. There's a rage building up inside me that has cut through all the pain I was feeling from losing my father. I won't falter anymore. It's all so clear to me now. Laura. Holy shit! I did not expect that!
And that should speak for itself. I'm no different than Elisa and Emma. Fee as well, I suspect. Though it may seem strange to hear me say it, I too have feelings like this. And when I'm with you, I can hardly contain them.
Well then, she just went for it. We've had Alphen confess, we've had Fee confess, we've had Elisa technically break up with Reen. We've pretty much had Sarah confess at one point. And Laura just goes for it. Like, holy crap! I did not expect that to happen.
The path of the sword has brought us together, and I'll do whatever I must in order to prevent that from changing.
Laura. Jeez, Laura, I did not expect that. Thank you, I feel a little better now. And here I was thinking this trip was about me cheering you up. I guess the best thing either of us can do is accept our mistakes and try to get on with our lives. Yes, but only us. Why else do people band together and encourage growth in one another? I will endeavor to not let this weakness of mine hold me back. You must do the same. There may be others you wish to be with instead of me, but could we stay like this, just a little longer? Of course. Holy hell! Okay, I did not expect that! Like, one bit! Wow, that was a pretty intense storm, but it looks like we'll be able to train some more now. Yes. Are you alright? Hey, don't tell me you're embarrassed now. What? Of course not. I'm just surprised I could be so bold. Anyway, it's time to focus. We came here to train, remember? I never knew Laura could be so cute. I mean, yeah. Alright. We'll train extra hard now to make up for the lost time. We've got to get over our weaknesses and help each other grow, right? Indeed. Let's start. Well, Reen and Laura returned to camp for lunch, feeling refreshed and more relaxed than they had been in days. After another intense training session, they headed back to the ship. Holy fuck. Okay, I'm gonna be right back. Yeah. Okay, we're back. First things first. There is 2 character notes I want to read. Class 7, it is Laura's. After training Isolate, learn to accept her own weakness. She's ready to take up her sword in defense of those she loves. Okay, now the last one I want. In Memoriam. Alfred and Reen went to Oliver's hometown, played Amber Amor on his old lute as a tribute to him. Agate promised Tita's family to protect her. Even if he hadn't, though, he still would have done it regardless. True form. Is it silly? Would it be considered a true form? And why don't we have like not friends? The emphasis on not in memoriam. Estelle. Ellie is Speaker McDowell's secretary, granddaughter of Speaker Henry McDowell. Can't remember the such card working as grandfather's secretary. It's funny. I mean, hey, you know, she's a homunculi. Obviously, because I didn't play the Crossbell games, I didn't realize that. Interesting. So she's like Altina and Milliam. I'm sure I've said that multiple times. Anyway, recipes. I really hope we get all the recipes. I'm hoping that we can quickly track down what's her name, both of the 2 people. I'm pretty sure this is the one. Hold up. Is it not? Interesting. Wait. Is that who I think it is? It is!
Cooking, huh? I'll do my best. All I did was follow the recipe.
Okay.
Cooking, huh? I'll do my best. Oh.
Oh. Whoa, whatever. Okay, we need to go to... Okay, first things first, we need to go to Hot Springs with... What's the names of our party? So, pull up Agate. Replace Ash. And we need to pull up Tita. Replace Altina. Okay. Aaron's Village, Fairy Springs. We gotta get that Thor's Unity rating up, as you know. And to hospital with Tina and Agate to trigger a sub-event. Yes, sir. Obviously, there's the quest that'll give us the extra bonding event, and I'll use that for... I don't know who. And the others enjoyed the hot springs and took their time resting in the village. Some stroke of fate, an unexpected combination of people ended up soaking in the springs. Oh. It doesn't quite live up to Elmo, but it's not half bad either. So what's up with you, Tita? You're not in a bad mood, are you? No, it's nothing like that. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I completely forgot about that. So where's Yuna in all of this? Come on, up until 2 years ago, I didn't have a single problem getting to the hot springs with my family and Agate. Why does it suddenly feel so different now? Oh, Tita, are you worried things will get a little steamy between you two? Muse, you're not helping, but yeah. Let's give her some space, Muse. We were roommates, you know, instructor. Who better to spill your heart out to than the person who's seen you in your most private moments? If you say so. You've known Tita for 4 years now, haven't you, Agate? And you even went to a hot spring together in the past. So would you say she looks more grown up now? Maybe a little maybe even a little curvier. Muse, you absolute tease! Muse! Well, she's not that 12-year-old kid anymore, that's for sure. She used to be so tiny. Every time I look at her, she's become more and more of a woman. It really just blows me away. It's like watching her little sister grow up. Ouch! Ouch, Agate! Ouch! Freezing! I see. Well, I can somewhat understand that. Oh, I guess misread things between the two of them. No! Agate's just cold. Poor Tita, but she's not your actual sister. You don't see her as just a substitute Misha, do you? Oh, of course not. Tita's her own person, and so was Misha. I could never confuse the two of them. Tita's always been charming and likable, but I never imagined she would end up so Oh! Okay! Muse, you got him. Why the hell are we talking about this? He realized what he almost said, and he jumps. Oh, yep. Bringing Muse along was the perfect idea. Oh, Klein and Sinker. You did that on purpose, and I love it. Agate is a pretty reserved guy most of the time. Hey, Schwarzer. Look, I really owe you one. For watching over Tita, I mean. I've got to pass my thanks to Herschel and Orlando too, of course. Don't mention it. We've been just as grateful to have Tita around. Keep putting her to work. It's good experience for her. Just one thing. Make sure she doesn't start dating anyone trashy or anything like that. When it comes to all you class 7 guys, no more mixed bathing with her, got it? I'll keep that in mind, so you do have an interest in her. Sorry, I didn't catch that. No need to repeat yourself either. Oh, don't. Oh, Agate is so transparent. I love it. I love Agate. Like, he's hilarious to have him. Ooh, I really want to play the Libero games. I have them on my Steam wish list. I plan on getting them. They're literally the 3 games. The 3 games from Libero are literally the top 3 of my Steam wish list. I plan on getting them. Thor's Unity rating increased. Okay. So what happened to Yuna and Kurt? Like, wait, what? What happened to Yuna and Kurt? Mysterious. Okay, Professor, I'll be helping aboard the ship. We'll have to worry about being understaffed. Yeah, throw an Agate in the ship's going to start feeling really cozy real soon. Imagine so. Meanwhile, the Merkaba Unit 2 is experiencing a manpower shortage. So Brothers Elrond and Yuna have since gone to join them. Did something happen? Yes, we received reports of something big underway in the Holy City. Sounds as though they're going to be engaging in full-scale conflict with Ouroboros. It's highly likely this is just a feint, but the side has deployed a large force. The vision for the Girls' Ritter, huh? Something's definitely up. We intend to keep in close contact with the Girls' Ritter headquarters. I'll keep you posted as the situation develops. I appreciate it. There's still so many members we haven't located yet. We need to get them back in soon. Organize party. Oh. There's no default. Damn it. Okay. Random. Interesting. Okay. That's 3. Where's my boy Ash? There he is. There. Man, if I had known this is how it was gonna be, I would have just done it manually. I need to check on the no items quartz. Let's see. There was the quartz for. I need to make sure I still have that. Gives a 70% chance to make a superb dish when cooking. Okay, effort. It's gonna have like a weird name to it. Superb. And prankster gives a 75 to make a peculiar dish when cooking. Okay. Oh! Gifted to Sarah. A jewel-encrusted bracelet. Wow, what did I do to deserve such a fancy gift? You've been a great friend to me for a long while now. Besides, it suits you. Disarming honesty. I'll have to think of something to give you in return. Thank you for the bracelet, Reed. It's very sweet of you. No thanks, Nestor. If it makes you happy, that's all that matters. Oh, so close. Oh, a dyed leather belt. Can't say it's much to look at, but it's pretty sturdy. I never come running to you for fashion advice, but you've got an eye for sensible quality stuff. I'll give you that. I take it that you like it then. If so, it's yours to keep. Wouldn't turn down a free gift, thanks, but I'll be paying you back for this someday. Got it? You don't have to, though. It would be nice. A leather cord decorated with fangs. Reminds me of Nord Handicrafts. But certainly a different style. I like it. Yeah, I thought it'd suit you. Thanks for going through the trouble to get me something. I'll pay you in kind. Now what accessory would suit you? Surprise me. Oof. Oh, what's this? A silver ring with a wolf's head design. Damn, dude, you know just what suits my taste, don't you? It was a bit of a guess, but it seems I hit the bullseye. Glad you like it. So I haven't paid you back for that 50 mirror I have. I guess I'm gonna have to pay you back with something real nice. Thanks though, I appreciate it. You're welcome. Hey. Oh wow, this musk smells like passion. Really makes your heart just race. Maybe it'll boost my chances with sweet little Toa. Give the poor girl a break. Never. But Rean, this is kind of too good for a casual gift. Don't make me feel indebted to you now. I wasn't trying to, and I think that it's really nothing compared to how much I owe you for your help. Alright, fair enough. Still, you're not getting away without me giving you something in return. Here. Lightning goggles. Bike goggles. Figures, thank you, Angelica. Ooh, actually, hold up. Lightning goggles, orange corsage, prevents faint. Fair enough. Force symbol, prevents stat down. That's also fair enough. Grail Logget, prevents ailments. Whoa, 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 whoa. Excuse. Prevents what now? Lightning goggles. Crit Sash goggles received from Angelica. Okay, so we need to edit Muse's equipment. Prevents stat down for the champion medal. And prevents ailments. Oh, we're gonna need to give her EP plus 100 somehow. Quartz. Casts. Ooh, a Thelos R. EP plus 80. Is there a Thelos SR? Blue Ascension. No, 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 no. 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 Cast. Or two. We're looking for 1,000 and 100. Nothing. Wait, this one is HP 800. Okay, hold on. There's EP3, right? Yeah, you could just give it EP cut 3. EP1. EP 120. Ooh. Ooh. Hold up. Lounge. What's EP2? Of course, I can't talk to Sarah and Agate. Move. Modify ornament, quartz. EP3 480. EP2 is 240. Hey. So if we minus 80, right? That means we get an extra 60. Just right? And there you go. I think Reen has hit 3 as his extra. Yeah, he has hit 3 in Hades gem. And she has mind 3 and mind 1. What the? Arts plus 20. I mean, do I have mind 2? I do not. I have a bunch of mind 1s though. Actually, hold up. Do I have mind 2? Mind 1. No. Nemesis arrow. No. No. I can't even touch these. No. Interesting. Doesn't have it. I love how he's got hit 150. He's got hit 3 and hit 1 essentially.
Come back soon.
Okay. Okay, now we need to go to Titus Gate. Recruit Nash at Titus Gate. He's outside. Nope, you're just a mechanic. You don't even have a name. Lucret's life is just train, eat, sleep, and repeat. I can't cope with this kind of life without anything to entertain me, so I got a novel. I fall asleep every time I start reading, though. There's no chance to go and read it, so you guys can have it. Thanks. Woo! Okay, Count Alfheim's residence is Margarito. Okay. Hotel Augusta in Cathedral Square. Oh, for fuck's sake. There's a boss battle to this. Angry. Not actually angry. It's whatever. Second floor, right side, at the very end of the road. What am I going to do, my precious children? Instructor, do you think... Yeah, it looks like she's the one who placed the semi-required quest with the guild. Oh! If we do this, it's gonna be like, oh, you've done one quest, so you gotta continue the story, and I'm gonna be like, no, we don't gotta continue the story. And yeah. Anyway, y'all know what it is. We gotta do all 3 quests, a final bonding event, and then, assuming it gives us one. Yeah, it looks like she's the one who placed the semi-required quest with the guild. It said she wanted someone from Crossbow to hear her out, right? In that case. Choose to the woman, you'll not be able to remove Yuna from your party for some time. I never planned on removing Yuna from my party in the first place. She is new class 7. They are in our party as much as possible. Listen to the old woman. Excuse me, but Yuna asked with a request from the guild. Oh yes, that's me. I put in that request without hoping for much, but maybe this is Adios' guidance. Are you also from Crossbell? Yep, but I'm here for the moment. Does that mean you're from Crossbell too? Oh yes, I live in the residential district. This is just wonderful. I was so discouraged being alone so far from home. I can't just go home without the children. Children? It says in the order that you lost something precious. Ah yes, they're very precious. Have you heard of Rosenberg dolls? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Yes, of course we have. They're created by artists in a workshop in Crossbell. As works of an unparalleled master craftsman of dolls, they're worth tens of thousands of mira, aren't they? Wow, I've never heard of them. Whoa, you know a lot about them, Yuze. I've only ever seen them in store windows. They range from tens of thousands to millions of mira. Are you freaking kidding me? That can't be possible. Even for art, that's quite an amount. From what I'm hearing, they do seem impressive. In these modern times, they most certainly are. My late husband and I adored children, but had none of our own. We ended up welcoming those 3 into our home instead. I brought them with me on my trip so I wouldn't be lonely. But oh... Ma'am, are you okay? Please calm down. I guess that our beloved children have gone missing. Don't believe they were merely misplaced. This was left on the table the morning following their initial disappearance. Oh, for fuck's sake! Phantom... Blue Blanc! God damn it. This is... I see, so this is the rumored... I heard about this from someone in the special support section. That's right, Phantom Thief B. It's the same card he's left at all of the crimes that he's committed across the continent. May I take a look? Of course, I have no idea what happened. I've taken custody of your 3 children. You ought to start by relying on the guild. Question the first. In the old town, there are a pair of close siblings. Check the top floor of the develop. It's just like the rumors. This is one of his riddles. It says the rumors say, we need to investigate quickly. Can we take this card? Of course. Just please help me. I just want Irish, Shauna, and Cannon back home safe and sound. Ugh. Fucking hell! Did Phantom Thief B help you in Crossbell? Yeah, but he might have just been going along with that Ren kid's decisions.
Think of my assistants as my grand return to the stage I was so rudely forced off of. As well as a gift in memory of my most worthy rival, the debaucherous Prince.
Debaucherous Prince. That's a nickname, alright. But I think he was being sincere. Indeed, I have heard a little about his personality from Vita. This modus operandi doesn't fit with that. I agree. The old Class 7 went up against him several times when we were still students, but I don't remember him ever doing something as awful as stealing what's essentially an old lady's only family. Indeed, he seemed quite fixated on the aesthetics of his unique methods. Either way, this is totally a written challenge for all of us. We're just going to have to go along with it for now, but a crime's a crime, justice will be served. Okay, I'm gonna check if... Oh no. So yeah, I'm not sure if this has anything to do with B, to be honest. In the location, the town, check the top floor of the dwelling. Old town, close savings. I can think of a few candidates. It's probably safe to exclude the eastern half of the Empire and Crossbell. If there are any places nearby that match the description, we should go and take a look. Okay. It's Ulster, apparently. Kai and Tilia's home. I love how we just teleported in and broke someone. This trunk feels so out of place. Yes, I agree. Black leather trunk with gold roses. Structure, is it possible? Right, we should ask that girl from earlier, Tilia. But how things develop, getting in touch with Kai might also be a good call. Yeah. Oh, look, it's so cute. That's quite an exquisite doll, isn't it? Wait, Yuna, is this what I think it is? Definitely, I might have only seen them in stores, but I know a Rosenberg doll when I see one. Oh, the name's on the tag chart. That's not what we heard earlier, is it? It seems like we have the next note too. The warehouse is second, a road to a village that vanished from the map. Explore the Garden of Consolation. Almo Road 2. Isn't this? This has to be Phantom Thief B's card. Kai, Tilia, I need to apologize for getting you caught up in all this. It's okay. Though it is a little unnerving. When I think of Tilia being at home all alone. I'll be okay, Kai. The doll's pretty cute though. It looks kind of sad, doesn't it? The owner must miss it. Please make sure you give it back to them, okay? You got it. I suppose we'll take custody of this trunk and all. Woo! I don't get what he was thinking leaving it in there. Agreed, it does seem a poor choice. What about the next card? There's a couple places I can think of from that. The main point is a village that vanished from the map. It can't be this place. The road and Garden of Consolation must be hints. Okay, let's get looking. Well, Ulster's on the map. They found and collected the first Rosenberg doll, Char. Ooh, a turkey! Oh, it's a chicken. Even better. Delicious. I'm drooling now. Islamere? No. It's... Open a map of Varabonia. Oh, we can't fast travel to it. If I remember right, it should be towards the Liberal Kingdom. But it's not on the map. Oh, there it is. Hamel Road 2. Okay, so it is on the map.
How's this?
Why is there still Pleroma grass here? I guess destroying the singularities doesn't get rid of the Pleroma grass?
Looks like a real tough one. Ha!
Fishing spot located.
There it is. So it was on the road to Hamel after all. A village that vanished from the map and a garden of consolation. Yeah, it's a shame how the lilies are being swallowed up by all the black Pleroma grass though. Anyway, let's check inside the case. Is this one a boy or perhaps a boyish girl? The text says its name is Kanan. It's got one of those cards, should be the last one. In case you're the third, the depths of beginning in the shadows of the flames trial. The bar is really raised for this one. No ideas right off the bat, huh? Give me a minute, I might be able to think of something. Thanks, Yuna. I never thought they'd actually hide it in Hamel. Hide it in Hamel. Yeah. Yes, especially when one considers what happened here before. This is it. We're going to find the last doll teacher who stole them a lesson. Got a second Rosenberg doll, Kanan.
A good spot for a break.
So it was here after all. I see the shadows of the flames trial. This labyrinth was built by a witch descended from the kin of fire. And as for the depths of beginning, depths of beginning. I love the typos. This was where you were trained by Roselia, isn't it? Right? Isn't that right? Yeah, it was me, Ali, Kurt, and Randy on our team. Well, this labyrinth is usually guarded by the witches, right? It must have taken a fair amount of skill and audacity to force their way in here. This should be the last one. Let's see what's inside. Oh, this one's quite pretty, actually. The name on the tag says Alice. Collect the third Rosenberg doll, Alice. So we have Alice, Kanan, and Char. Couldn't think of those names don't match up with what Lady Rumabella told us. Yeah, I noticed that too. I see. I think we've been taken for a ride. Huh? Everyone watch out. What's going on? Some sort of magic. What kind of a cult shit is this? Could there be a puppeteer? Careful, those dolls are dangerous. They're in control of magic and they're not here to play around. They're apparently not that dangerous. Roger.
Let's start the battle.
Alright! Alright! You wanna play this game?
Go wild! Crazy hunt!
This is it! Yeah! One more! I'll finish it! Excel Breaker!
Very well. Behold, the dual blades of Vander. Now, I'll end it.
Ha!
Ragnar. Strike! Behold, the Vander style.
Nice. All right, got it.
Oh my, it seems you found them all. Wait, what? Just as I thought. There's my Alice Charm Cannon. I'm so relieved to have them back safe and sound. How should I pay you back? How about you spare us the theatrics? My initial suspicion was that you were the Phantom Thief, but you're definitely not a man in disguise. Who are you really? Huh? Marbella is an anagram of your real name, is it? I know who it is. Or am I mistaken? Maria Bell. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, it took me until Muse said anagram.
Allow me to properly introduce myself. I am the third Anguis of Ouroboros, Maribel Croix.
Maribel. And these Rosenberg dolls are part of my treasured collection. It's a pleasure to meet you all. So you're the same rank within Ouroboros as Vita. Your father was president during Crossbell's brief independence. What's an insurgent who allied herself with my foolish uncle during the Erebonian Civil War doing here? My, how my reputation precedes me. I must say, I'd been intending to meet you, Lady Mildine. I've heard much about you, like how Osborne sees you as a threat, and even the Witch of the Abyss holds you in high regard. Such a vivacious girl, one who doesn't let anyone walk over her. I like that. Consider me just so flattered. What do you want from us? We got you your dolls just like you requested. And you've said your thanks, so that should be the end of things. This mission was just a setup for you to toy with us, wasn't it? You're testing our strength, I presume, but enough time for you to leave. Oh, I'm not welcome? How upsetting to hear you didn't enjoy my little prank. I'll take my leave then. May we meet again sometime. Wait just a second. Oh? Maribel Croix. White Earth was the daughter of the arrested former President Dieter, who betrayed Ellie. No, betrayed all of Crossbell. Roped me into her stupid game. You specifically requested someone from Crossbell, so it's obvious you wanted me to be part of all this. Aw, little Una Crawford. Ellie told me a bit about you. The special sports section is counting on you joining the ranks one day. You were devastated when you learned about the situation in Crossbell 3 months ago. Quite the patriot now, aren't you? Then there were your confrontations with my colleague, Campanella. It sparked my curiosity and I wanted to size you up. So you're a sociopath of some kind. As it happens, you turned out to be just an ordinary girl. There's nothing remarkable about you. You have plenty of enthusiasm, but that's all there is to say. Ooh. I don't like this one. That's enough. I won't allow you to speak that way to Una. Besides, much better to be a normal girl than some freak like you. I mean... Go Ash? Una, don't let her words get to you. She's only saying that to provoke you. Huh? Say what you will about Una, but for as normal as she may be, you prove to be anything but. Una's fiercely loyal to Crossbell, and despite her initial resentment, has come to care about Erebonia as well. Meanwhile, you seek nothing but chaos and destruction. and are about as blind to reason as they come. You're her exact opposite. Oh. You're just like, oh. My, those words aimed to hurt, weren't they? I suppose we are opposites. I did abandon the hopeless Crossbell after all. And when someone catches my eye, I can't help but get this urge to bully them. Although, she's not quite my type, to tell you the truth. Ugh. Yeah, I'm with you, you know. Hold it. Just what in the blaze is going on here? Why, hello there, Miss Maribel. Oh, I recognize that color. Roselia, and isn't that Blue Blanc? Oh, it most certainly is. Well, well, what an unexpected pleasure to meet you in person, Crimson Witch. May I compliment you on this cleverly designed labyrinth, remarkable dimensional layering. Don't be so cheeky, you've got a lot of nerve coming in uninvited through a loophole in my barrier. So you're the alchemist who's driven out Vita and joined forces with Osborne. How's your Ars Magna research going? Are you getting close to mastering the technique? Oh, I wish. Unfortunately, such things take time. I Blue Blanc, my apologies for impersonating you. If it was anyone but you, my dear, I'd have a fittingly cruel revenge prepared. We simply never learn, so let's just say you'll owe me a favor for misusing my name. Fine, I can agree to that. If she actually does him a favor later down the line, props to her. Well, I'd better be on my way now. I'll be looking forward to our next meeting. Wings! Interesting. I can't sense where she went off to. I suppose it must be difficult to accept that a Magus would possibly possess talents to rival the Witch of the Abyss herself. Ooh. What the hell is her problem? She's even more scummy than the rumors say. She makes a lasting impression, doesn't she? With both her unbearable personality and incredible abilities. Let's look on the bright side. She may have toyed with us, but we've learned something about her in the process. And about you. You're not the bad man some make you out to be after all. Haha.
I trust you've been well, Schwarzer. I am delighted to see you returned safely.
He's friends with Vita, and Vita's not exactly the crazy chick that she makes herself out to be. We know that because of her being Misty. And the fact that she apparently works for Muse. Okay?
I have no intention of becoming your ally in the foreseeable future, but nor will I be your enemy.
So he's just kind of there then. Fair enough.
I certainly hope you understand.
Okay, you stay out of our business, we stay out of yours. Is that the deal? By the way, you helped my students in Crossbell. Thank you for that. Instructor. I did that purely on a whim. It's like, I just feel like helping. I just feel like being magnanimous and helping. So let's do it. I love this dude, man. I love this dude. Well, I'll be going. I appreciate you stepping in to uphold my good name. He has some nerve contacting me through Vita out of the blue and requesting I take him here at once. I'm 800 years old, you know. I'd like to be treated with more decorum and respect. You're 800 years old, and yet you refuse to eat your vegetables. The group spent some time placating a crabby Roselia. They then stopped off at Aaron before returning to the Merkaba. Yuno left the mandatory party. Someone's calling. It looks like it's from the Merkaba.
Oh, Rean! How's it going on your end?
We just wrapped up. Is that excitement I hear in your voice? Did something happen? Well, I got some new info in about Leaves and the branch campus. I think I know where Elise and Tio are. And I am excited. That's great news. We'll see you on the Merkaba soon then. Okay, see you in a bit. Some progress at last. Yeah, from what I know, the main campus students have come to occupy the branch campus. We have to get involved depending on what info Toa has for us. Well then, shall we head back to the ship and to Toa bring us up to speed? I mean, I thought we were going to the ship anyway. Kari and the others quickly gathered on the bridge. They then proceeded to discuss the new information they obtained about Leaves. So it's true then. Professor Schmidt really has gone back to the branch campus. Yeah, our intel seems solid. G. Schmidt, one of the 3 disciples of Professor C. Epstein, the original inventor of Orbment technology. He also served as the branch campus's technical advisor. He helped us out a great deal during the Civil War. I've known him for a while now through my grandfather. Your grandfather was a fellow disciple as well, right, Tito? Right, that's what led me to coming to Ereboni in the first place. But if he's back at the branch campus, that must mean... Yeah, looks like he's on the main campus's side now, just like Major Michael. Damn, I know he wasn't exactly a philanthropist, but still. Professor White. That's just how the old fart is. Kinda doubt there's any bad blood behind it. Yes, he was likely more drawn in by the research opportunity than anything else. But more important are those sent to Leaves alongside the professor. A member of the Epstein Foundation and a relative of the Ashen Chevaliers. Tio and Elise are in Leaves. They're in the dorm. That was the room. A relative. Only one possibility comes to mind, considering the circumstances. And that Foundation member, you think it might be Tio? Both seem more than likely, though we can't say for sure just yet. The only way to find out for certain is to do so ourselves. It's going to be a lot harder to sneak through this time around. Still, there's got to be a way in somewhere. We'll find it, just as Class 7 always does. Let's go to finding that route then. Where do we start? I believe the key to our success lies with us. Right, there's no one here better suited to infiltrating the branch campus than us. Those main campus chuckleheads made their bed. It's up to us to knock them into it. We can do it, you know, Instructor Reen. You're darn right we can. Thank you, everyone. So, the required are new Class 7, Reen, and Tita? I want to help out too. I have to find out what the professor's intentions are. Tita. Guess there ain't gonna be much room for extras this round. Maybe not, but I'm a part of the branch campus too. I have to back them up however possible. Oh, I know. I could try to get in contact with Randy. Well, his main campus graduate ain't just sitting around. I'll give him all the support I can too. Ray's not the only one who wants to see Elise. Plus, I'd love to put a face to this Tio I keep hearing about. It astounds me how irritatingly positive you all managed to be. Just business as usual around here. Celine's just like, yeah, this is normal. I'll start on figuring out our route right away. Wow, that is a confusing typo. It's a double typo. Let me know when you finish your preparations. It's like, I can barely read. Game. Yeah. So I commence to pursue the main story. Please know that once you do unfinished quests, that will disappear. Okay. Old Lemare Road monster. First, let's support the question.
Here to make a report? Great work, everyone! Best of luck on your next endeavors.
Old Lemare Road. There isn't merch rescue. West Langdock Canyon Road. Remaining, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, we gotta save this dude. Okay, first things first. I need to double shower. Because we're missing 2 S-Crafts.
This is nice.
Because they didn't let me stop by an errand.
This is nice.
Okay. Now next we gotta go to Old Lemare Road. Road 1. I don't know if it's Road 1 or 2. Oh, quick travel to Old Lemare Road 1. Okay. Oh. This is just faster. Air Gem. Aragon Iron Mine.
Do be careful. That enemy's strong.
Holy fuck, that thing is ugly. It's actually kind of scary.
Go wild! Crazy hunt! the dual blades of Vander. Now, I'll end it. Ha! Ragnar, strike!
Here I go!
Now, let's dance. I ain't done with you yet. Helio Raid! Sweet dreams.
It's my turn! Ha! Ha! Nice! We did it! Yeah, I did it!
I love having you in the party. All see 6,000 Mira. 1 bonding point! Hey! Okay, quickly. Who are we gonna bond with? Kurt? Kurt and Toa are the only ones left. So it's Kurt. Or I guess we could do Toa. Okay, hold up. Characters, bond levels. Kurt is 3, Toa is 3. Ooh. Decisions. Decisions. No! We're gonna up Kurt's. Kurt is in the training room in the lounge. Toa's is just another confession, and I'm just like... Considering how they keep escalating with each confession, I'm just like, let's not go to the next one for this chapter, because I don't want it to escalate any further. Like, holy shit. I'm sure we all know what the next step is after a kill. Anyway, not too bad if I say so myself. Doing some practice, I see. Besides, we have to prioritize new class 7 anyway. And I only didn't do Kurt because Machias, Laura, and Alphen had thing. I didn't do Kurt in the first part because Machias. Machias has a character note. Doing practice, I see. Your movements there felt really natural. Yeah, it surprised even me, to be honest. But I guess it's to be expected after having crossed swords with Lieutenant Colonel Neidhart. Being able to hold my ground against one of Mueller's sworn friends was a big moment for me. I can imagine. Looks like we'll have to thank the Lieutenant Colonel and General for that sometime. Definitely, but maybe not quite yet. I imagine Prince Cedric is also steadily improving his skills. Maybe I should start searching for that thing Uncle Zex told me about. General Zex told him to look for something. I wonder what it could be. This thing your uncle wants you to search for, I assume there must be some big story behind it. I'd like to know more if you wouldn't mind. It might prove useful to us later on. Sure, Instructor, I don't mind. Would you be willing to accompany me somewhere in that case? We can talk more about it on the way. Kurt briefed Freen on the item he's looking for, and the two headed out to their destination. Icaro smart. Raquel? Why are we in Raquel? You think this is the sword you're looking for? It must be. It matches the description. Roland Vander was the renowned swordsman who founded the Vander School. This is one of the 2 legendary swords he wielded during the War of the Lions. No kidding, Roland Vander really was an incredible swordsman, known for taking up arms with the young Dracos himself 250 years ago. This is the sword your ancestor used, huh? Indeed, his left-handed short sword, to be precise. It's been missing since the war. My uncle reached out to me from the naval fortress. They'd apparently received word about a sword matching the description recently. You may be able to discover the essence of what it means to be a sword of protection through the blades that once belonged to Roland. That was the top secret communication he went out of his way to send to the Merkaba. think I understand. It didn't show up during the last Civil War. It showed up now when you're struggling to grow as a swordsman. Even other people would probably consider it fate. I admit, I'm more than a little self-conscious that I may be unworthy of such an honor. Even so, this is the sword my family has spent generations searching for. As a Vander, I must retrieve it. Alright, let's sort things out with the store owner. Thanks to their friendship with Ash, the store owner Mikadero gave them a special price. They got it polished at the weapon workshop and then took it out to give it a test run. Ooh. So this is the sword Roland Vander once used. How do you like it? The weight and balance are perfect. It almost feels like it was made for me. Of course, I'm a dual wielder. I'll need another of these if I'm going to make full use of it. What? What's going on? My head, it's like there's something surging into it. Kurt! Dracos, my lord and dearest friend, I hereby pledge myself to your cause. I will not leave your side until you accomplish your goal. I swear it on my blades. And if the power should prove too much for you, I will do whatever it takes to bring you back to your senses. Even if it costs me my life, I will watch over you and the Empire. What was that? A memory stored within the sword, maybe. No, maybe it would be more accurate to call it an echo of its owner's consciousness. In other words, you just caught a glimpse of Roland Vander's past. That was Roland? Unbelievable. The man himself fell during the War of the Lions, but it looks like a part of his spirit remained in the sword to watch over Emperor Dracos. It was probably able to resonate with us by using our connection as awakeners and secondary contractors. I see. A piece of Roland's soul, huh? I never thought I'd get to feel connected to my ancestor in such a manner. I can't let him outdo me. As a Vander, I owe it to my family and myself to overcome this trial. I'll open Prince Cedric's eyes to the truth, just like Roland would have done for Dracos. With you as my witness, I swear it upon this blade. Inspiring words, Kurt. I'll be counting on you. Interesting. Kurt and Rean continued to train before returning to the Merkaba. Kurt decided to keep hold of the sword until his partner could be found. 4.4 or 4.5, something like that. Anyway. Mildine! Get back, I never said you could pet him. Your mouth says no, but you're purring all the same. I am not purred. There, isn't that better? Just relax and let me work my magic. Or if you prefer, you can switch to human form and I'll give you a nice massage. There's no way that's going to happen. Muse is just as relentless as ever. It's kind of scary. The atmosphere aboard the ship has been so much cheerier since we met up with Tita and the princess. Now we just need Elise. A crucial turning point is quickly approaching. Yeah. This child is unsettlingly good at this, and I thought Vita's way of petting me was dangerous. Don't tell me you're her disciple. Oh, come now. You're just being paranoid. Vita's a force to be reckoned with, alright. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Our two bad boys. That's actually kind of worrying. Alright, next quest. Next final quest. Apparently, like, this is a long quest. Okay. We'll double shower again. This is probably quick. It's just the cheaper way. but it's quicker than going to Erin, all the way to Erin, into the Fairy Springs. Because the Fairy Springs is like an actual like cutscene.
This is nice.
Like SSD aside.
This is nice.
Alright. We're in the final hours-ish of the day. Suppose yeah, it sounds like we may see some Jaegers out on the road too. Right, we should exercise utmost caution. Head for West Langnok Canyon. I don't know why it's like, oh, do you want to head to the West Langnok Canyon? Yeah, I do. Ah, the young ladies and gentlemen from Thor's, welcome. Celestine!
It is truly a relief to see you all again. Though the circumstances may not be ideal, I'm nevertheless relieved to know you've returned to us safe and sound.
It's good to see you too, Celestine. I wish we had time to catch up, but I'm guessing you'll want us to start on your quest right away. You said it was an emergency, right? Indeed. That is the main reason I summoned you here. This morning an airship left Ruhr bound for Ordis, but never arrived and hasn't been seen since. An entire airship disappeared. This doesn't mean it was hijacked along the way. This is serious, we can't afford to ignore it. Why did you reach out to us specifically though? It says you surmised two personages of utmost importance were on board that ship. Marcus Hyams and Count Egret. I see. They're probably using the trip to discuss something sensitive. In that case, the person behind the hijacking likely had some kind of connection to the government. Precisely, that was our reading of the situation as well. We suspected maybe the Imperial Defense Force or the Jaegers behind this. Perhaps even Ouroboros. I doubt we'll be able to resolve this peacefully, but we'll have to do something about it all the same. We owe that much to you and Patrick, then there's Muse's grandfather. Yeah, you said it. They've made it a personal matter now that involves a classmate's family member. Right, we can't just walk away from an incident like this. The more the merrier, right? Instructor Reen, everyone. Thank you. I am truly grateful for your help. Celestine, do you have any leads on where the airship is being kept? As a matter of fact, we have a contact who's pointing us in the right direction. It seems it's somewhere in Rock Patio. Rock Patio, way out there. A contact, how interesting. A high-speed Ouroboros cruiser is also inside in the area. Getting to the airship without being spotted will be difficult. Yeah, that does sound tricky. What do you think, Muse? Maybe we could create a distraction while we get in. Let's get in touch with Gaius and see if he'll let us use the Merkaba. Sounds like a good strategy to me. Okay, get ready to move out, everybody. I beg of you, please rescue them and bring this incident to a close. We will. I'm just like... My mood just kind of went south, in case anyone noticed. Simply because it's Muse's grandfather. We and the others went over their strategy again before parting ways with Celestine. They returned to Raquel and prepared to head out. What? Why did we go back to Raquel? Laura, Cadigaron is hidden in Rock Patio. Shall we begin the rescue operation? No further sugar quest. Once started, you won't be able to leave the area for a while. Be certain to check the equipment of all party members before accepting. That's the airship. It's not gonna quick teleport us to the airship. It's gonna make us walk. Pretty sure. Langnok Canyon Road. Yep. Okay, time to get started. As far as we know, everything's going fine on Celestine's end. Yeah, he and his contact are standing by. I don't think we need to worry about those two. Right, they can take care of themselves. Go ahead, Rosine. We're all ready. Understood. Temporarily deactivating noise suppression and camouflage. Once the Ouroboros cruiser notices us, we'll lead them as far away from Rock Patio as we can. The rest is up to you. Thank you and take care. This is it. Our goal is the interior of Rock Patio. Everyone keep it together. Let's do this.
Let's go!
Perfect! Okay, we need to go south, north.
Looks like we hit the jackpot.
It's powerful. We must take care.
It's being guarded, just like we thought. Yeah, they must be the Eagers hired by the Imperial Defense Force, but the weapons look more like the ones Needhog uses. My Arcus? It must be the contact. Who else would call at a time like this? Greetings, Lady Muse. Celestine and I are now in place, though a little ahead of schedule. Security is considerably lighter at the back. Duh, the other end of the place is a freaking cliff. Yes, I doubt they'd consider anyone would attempt to enter from there. They would see anyone trying to climb the cliff from the cruiser anyway. Looks like this is our chance. You sure got into position fast, Setsuna. I know Celestine had skills, but you're no slouch either. Are all servants like this? It must be all in a day's work. I mean, Setsuna, Celestine, Sharon, when she's not being weird. I'm not being fidgety, I'm just spinning in my chair because why not? Final hour and whatnot. Final, like, maybe 20-30 minutes. Anyway, it must be all in a day's work. Alright, we're going to move on to our own diversion. Follow the plan and everything should be fine. We're counting on you to get Grandfather and the others out safe. Of course, my lady, you can depend on us. Do take care of yourselves. Try not to take any unnecessary risks. Everything looks good so far. Time for us to take the stage. What? Intruders? Are they from that airship we spotted? How did they get here so fast? Sorry, but we're not here to chat.
I'll show no mercy.
I'm half tempted to bring Reen in.
Yeah! Weak! It's down!
It's mine. Not today.
Here I go! Cha! Ta!
It's my turn.
Go wild! Crazy hunt!
Yes.
Ha!
My turn. Huh. It's down.
It's mine!
I'll end it.
Sure. Yeah! Yeah! Everyone, go!
I got it.
Leave it to me.
Yeah!
Here I go! Cha! Ta! Let's get him!
I've got you. It's my turn. Yeah.
I failed.
My turn. Cha!
I got this.
Let's go.
Damn you!
Behold, the Vander style.
I didn't even need to use an S-Craft.
I grew a little.
I must train even more.
Stats updated.
That's the Ashen Chevalier. Wait, all of you are from Thor's. What are you doing here? These guys are professionals. They'll get over the shock quickly. I'd say we only have about 10 minutes before we lose the advantage. Yes, that sounds about right. Everybody neutralize them as fast as you can. We have to keep moving. Got it. Okay, I need to go right.
Do be careful. That enemy's strong.
Looks like we hit the jackpot.
This isn't good.
Here I go. Let's fall back.
Later.
That's literally the point of constantly having smoke grenades. Stealth boots. There's a stealth vest. It's right. Stealth vest is right there. Okay, so stealth vest is like pretty much right before the orbital station. Those are Northern Jaegers. Can't believe we're reduced to taking jobs like this. Hey, what are we supposed to do? They're holding our home completely hostage. Needhog's in the same boat from what I hear. Yeah, apparently they've got dirt on them from stuff they've done in the past. They don't strike me as the type to cause collateral damage, but you can never tell for sure. They'll try to point fingers, but I figure anyone who tries to stand up to the Empire at this point gets whatever's coming to them. Hey, where'd you guys come from? You're wide open.
Whoa! Let's get him!
Thank you. Thanks.
Thanks for the help.
Not today.
It's my turn.
Go wild! Crazy hunt!
It's my turn. Ta, ta. Yes. Yeah. Now's our chance. They're mine.
Let's go.
Oh yeah, because Ash is down.
All right. Ha, ha. Wide open. All right.
Oh look, Ash is up.
failed. Sure. Ha! It's down!
It's mine!
I'm going! Ha! Now's our chance!
They're mine! All right! Ha! Ha! Let's get him!
I've got you!
Sure. Ha! Damn you!
Again,
No time to waste.
I did not even need to use an S-Craft.
Yeah, I did it!
Nice.
Damn, we really let our guards down. I guess we got what we deserved after all. Maybe we had these guys wrong. Sounds like they were cooperating with the state under duress. Don't let that fool you though. We still need to fight them with everything we've got. We can worry about them later. For now, let's keep moving. Right. I kind of want to say, can we kill Prince Cedric? But I know the answer is no. Simply because Reen will be Reen, and yep.
That enemy is strong. Please be careful.
Oh, fuck.
Found some
Let's regroup. Sure. Let's bounce. Ha! Later, suckers.
Apparently, I don't have any smoke grenades. What? Oh no, I have 5. I was like, apparently I don't have any. No, apparently I have 5. Okay. Honestly, the amount of times our strength has been like jacked from us. I have all of the free DLC for this game. I don't have it for 3. I probably should. No. Oh, there we go. A little before any of the others appeared on the scene. Wouldn't that be in white text on a black background? Is that the Pentagram? It looks like the Pentagram. Probably not, though. What is all of this about? You men have no right to. Shut up, just answer the question. We're on a mission to find the dissidents unpatriotic enough as to oppose the war. This is all covered by the National Mobilization Law. I assume you don't find that a problem, correct? Of course not, we wouldn't dream of it. Right, I'm all for it. I've even donated to the war effort. Mommy, I'm scared. Don't worry, dear, everything's just fine. I'm right here to protect you. Hey, come on now, don't cry. So how did it end up like this? Hijacking the airship should have been an absolute breeze. Shaw is just circling the drain. I'm starting to regret our contract with the IDF more and more by the minute. I mean, alright, everyone settle down, cooperate fully, and you'll walk away unscathed. Next! Look who it is. We've really hit the jackpot this time. I had a feeling you'd be on the ship. Just goes to show you should always trust your instincts. This was all about us. I should have known. It seems we ended up involving the regular citizenry after all, your lordship. You mustn't blame yourself. The terrorist attack on the courageous was but a month ago. Who could suspect the government would resort to the same tactics so soon? Our only mistake was assuming our foes would have even the slightest shred of decency. Alright, that's enough. I won't allow any further insults out of you. Need to remind you, you're in no position to lecture us on manners. No need to get so flustered, young man. If your employers have business with us, I prefer we could get it over with sooner rather than later. Such confidence you've got in you. It's no wonder you were Duke Kyan's right-hand man for so long. But don't go thinking your history will get you in special considerations. You're suspected of conspiring against the war effort. Now you're going to come quietly, or... What just happened? Wait, what are we thinking? Plot against government is an act of high treason. A mere arrest and investigation is too good for the likes of you. Anyone who stands against ceremony should die here and now. Oh, fucking hell. Could this be the curse of the Empire? Wait a minute. I don't know all the details here, mind you, but these men are high nobility. You can't just... Shut up, don't get in our way. Let this be an example to you all. The Erebony Empire is justice itself. Any who dare oppose it will be purged. We won't back down from doing what needs to be done. Take a first look at the New World Order. Holy shit, Muse! Now, before it's too late. Thor's Military Academy. You're not getting through here. I swear it on my pride as a Jaeger.
Now, let's go!
Fuck it. They don't deserve mercy. They don't deserve fucking mercy.
Go wild! Crazy hunt!
After what we just saw, they don't fucking deserve mercy.
I'll cast a spell on you. So pretty.
I'm pretty sure that's Diamond Nova.
Brilliant shot! I may have gone a little too far.
Very well.
Now, let's dance. I ain't done with you yet. Helio Raid! Sweet dreams.
My turn.
I failed.
Behold, the Vander style.
No need for a nuke when they've got literally less than a full attack's worth of HP. That would just be the definition of overkill. Imagine if I had used Kurt's S-Craft on one guy with like less than 6k HP. That would have been cruel, to say the least.
Yeah, I did it! I grew a little.
I must train even more.
Nice.
All right, got it.
Stats updated.
Rain, your turn. You dare defy us. No one opposes the Empire. No one. No one. Oh god. What the? They're being taken over by the curse. Throw down your arms and surrender. Surrender will kill every man, woman, and child right here and now. That simply won't do. Two voices. Ooh. Okay. Setsuna and Celestine. Excellently done, Celestine, Setsuna. Are the other guards taken care of? Indeed, we ran some enhanced Jaegers, but they have all been restrained. My gratitude to you all goes beyond words. We never could have gotten this far on our own. So these two are the only ones left, yes? Hold on, what are you even doing here? How could you possibly have gotten in? Regimental Commander, I must advise that we don't take this group lightly. This wouldn't even be a problem if I'd only had my ace on my sleeve. Consider yourself lucky this time, immensely lucky. Man, let's get out of here! Wait, Regimental Commander! Was that guy with Ouroboros? Oh well, he's gone now. Moving past that, you've quite helped us overcome this little crisis. Little my ass, you almost died! Marquis High Arms!
I'd heard of your rescue, Reen, but all the same, it's still good to see you in person. Many thanks to you all, including Lady Mildine, of course. You saved not only us, but the rest of the passengers as well.
It was our pleasure, your lordship. My, I haven't seen you since the Imperial Provincial Council. I didn't expect I'd get to meet both you and my grandfather together. Yes, we had a little matter that needed discussion, but as you can see, things got rather out of hand. Come, Celestine. Don't look so glum, we're all fine here. Sir, none of this would have happened if I'd been more prepared. The fall is entirely mine. My dear fellow, you've more than made up for it by saving our skins. If that's not enough for you, maybe you'd like to join my little wager. I'm sure it would assuage any guilt you might still feel. You're too kind, your lordship. You certainly have some loyal retainers, Marquis. Count Egret. For those of you who don't know me, allow me to introduce myself. I am Theodore Egret, Muse's grandfather. You have my most gratitude for rescuing us. I was convinced my spirit would be flung into Adios' arms before the day was out. Oh, grandfather, you're always so dramatic. I hear you've been traveling around the continent and leaving Setsuna and grandmother all alone. I advised against traveling without an entourage, but his lordship was adamant. I hope you've learned your lesson, master. Just think of the stress you've caused your wife and Lady Muse. Yes, you certainly make a good point. You're all safe, that's what counts. Your aim was spot on back there, Muse. Why, thank you. It was spur of the moment, so I must admit I was a little nervous. Nervous my ass! You were just like, pow! This girl just literally, boom! and just dead on snipe the dude. I hardly agree. Getting to see my dear granddaughter in action was an unexpected silver lining. We must be grateful that matters didn't turn out any worse than this, I suppose. Allow me to thank you all once more. Is it really over? Are we safe now? Well, everyone, if you wouldn't mind stepping this way. Oh, we've really made it through. Thank you, Adios. I can't tell you enough how grateful I am to you all. Oh, thank Adios. I owe you all my life. Now, the real problem is what to do next. Perhaps we can be of assistance. Sweet voice. Oh, no. Major Claire. We got here as soon as we heard what was going on. This contingent of the Imperial Defense Force has been acting without any kind of consent from their superiors. You can leave the cleanup to us. That's a big help, thank you. We're just doing our job. I should be the one thanking you. If you hadn't intervened, we may have had civilian casualties on our hands. But you're taking us in for questioning all the same. Am I wrong, Major Claire? Innocent people got involved in this because of us. There's no escaping that. So my dear granddaughter seems to be used to dangerous situations at this point. What do we do now? Major Claire. This incident has been resolved and the guilty parties apprehended. As far as I'm concerned, there's no need to investigate further. I'd like to thank you all for your assistance in this matter. Oh, how sweet. Claire's being Claire. If you need transportation, you can take the RMP train as far as Raquel. Thank you, Major. Just so we're clear, these two are with us. We'll see to it personally that they get on their way safely. Of course, that's only fair. The Society's ship has already escaped, but we'll be getting a troop carrier here to secure the airspace in 15 minutes or so. I'd recommend you make yourself scarce before it arrives. Farewell. So is she on our side? Hold up. I'm gonna stop right here. So, Lecter and Claire seem to be on our side, but not. That's what we've seen today, because I'm pretty sure that was today. The Ymir incident was today. Yeah, that was Altina's bonding event. So they're on our side, but not. It's kind of weird. I'm a little worried about her. Yeah, me too, but we've got to set that aside for now. We can't waste this time she's given us. Let's get going. Right. To the Merkaba! Lecter's watching. The mission to rescue the passengers of the hijacked airship was brought to a successful close. No, it's... After handing the scene over to the Royal Minto Police, Reen and the others returned to Raquel. I got to say I had my doubts for a minute there, but they pulled it off just fine as always. Yeah, we didn't need to get involved at all. It's so much fun to see the gang back in action together again. Ah, yes, the mysterious missing peoples. I'm pretty sure that was Vivi. I assume you'll be making your way now. Vivi, Mint, and Monk, I believe his name is. So you'll be making your way now? I'm afraid so. I still have some matters to take care of here. And I better get back to my wife. I've caused her quite enough grief already. I'd appreciate it if you stayed put this time, grandfather. We prepared a safe villa for you two for a reason. Right, that reminds me. You mentioned being here on some sort of business, didn't you? Ah, pay it no mind. We're simply trying to do what we feel is right, that is all. You should do the same. It's your duty as proud members of Thors, wouldn't you say? That way you may be able to save countless lives. We will. And you may leave these two to us. Setsuna and I have taken care of all the arrangements for them. I hope we all meet again soon. Take care, Setsuna. Say hi to grandmother for me. And Theodore, please don't ever leave your house again. Or at least until this war nonsense is over, don't leave your house. Don't worry, it's like a week, man. Maybe less. A couple days. Evergreen. Hey, Evergreen is 100. Thor's unity rating increased. Evergreen is 100. Is equip 100%. Prevents sleep, nightmare, and confuse. Hmm. 125, 0%, 100, 100. Altina has nothing when it comes to accuracy, and Kurt has nothing. Hmm. Can I change his ornament? Quartz. I could give him hit 3, right? Right? And then give him hit 2. Right? This should keep him, that should give him 100. And then we give it to Altina. Equip Altina. Kazarine has 100 already. Holy Sphere, Azurite Watch. Prevents delay. Evergreen is accuracy plus 100. It does knock her down HP and thing, but like, that should be fine. Oh, I could have given it to him. Hold up. No. Right? Azurite Watch, no, because that has thing. Okay. Give it to Kurt. Luminous Grasses prevents blind. That's like literally perfect. Prevents blind as nothing. Right? And then Ornament. Quartz. Remove. Defense 3. Ooh, defense 3. And get the crit back. Speedbreaker was the one that was here. It was like strike or something. But defense 3 is cool. And then remove Silverthorn for hit 1. Remove Venom Flame, because Venom Flame doesn't do anything. And for hit 2, and she has 128, 125. So 125, 100, 125, 100, 100, 100, and new class 7 will always hit. Now, of course, you can't do 2 hit 1s, but that'd be like a perfect 100. And Reen has hit 3. What does hit 3 give? Plus 3%. Okay. Evasion. So only Kurt and Reen have excessive evasion of the new guys. Because Reen's the instructor of new class 7, so he's still new class 7, even though he's also part of old class 7. Oh, that reminds me. I never did a heck about with the thing. Anyway, we need to go to the Merkaba. Because we have to end the stream. Which means we need to get to thing. Which means we need to see who are alright. Begin infiltration. I think it goes without saying how much Leaf's Chapel means to me. We'll find a way to sneak in by any means necessary. Make sure you're prepared before then. Please know that once you begin the infiltration, it's because of 7 more dependent considering of Reen, Tita, and all 5 members of New Class 7. Hold up. Arcus 2. Report quest completion.
Here to make a report?
Great work, everyone.
So
Best of luck on your next endeavors.
So it does update the Unity ranking thing. Okay. Begin infiltration. Please note that once you begin the infiltration, unfinished quests, etc. will disappear. The story will proceed with a 7-member party consisting of Reen, Tita, and all 5 members of New Class 7. Commence infiltration. We're all set and ready. All that's left is to figure out our infiltration route into Leaves. It'll be tough, but with all of us thinking together, we're bound to come up with something. Right. Well, we've come down to the wire on this one. Everyone began discussing possible routes into Leaves, taking all the surrounding area situations into consideration. Finally managing to find a gap in security, they hurriedly prepared to carry out their plan. Infiltration of Leaves. Ooh. The operation is due to start before long. I'm beginning to feel a little nervous. I know what you mean. It'll be our first time back in quite a while. We'll be landing near the Avon Hills, the eastern tip of Lemaire, correct? Yep, the 3rd Air Fleet's been put in charge of Heimdall's air defenses. Word is, they've been deploying Gargantua-class vessels. Oh, those scary things. I remember seeing them on our way to Crossbelt. It's the type of battleship one of the Imperial Army's trump cards. Passing through an air defense network like that would be a task of the highest order, even with the Merkaba. It's a good thing we managed to find a breach in security coming in from the west. So we're going around the north side of Lake Gala through Milsante. Making sure we take a detour around Grenville and thus the conscription offices, correct? Yeah, conscription rates are skyrocketing, so the area is sure to be on high alert. It'd be a lot easier to get into Leaves otherwise, but we'll just have to make do. Scenic route it is then. It strays a bit too close to the mountains the Black Workshop is in for my liking. It's fine, they won't notice anything 1,000 arch underground. Be sure to contact me once you've found your way in, okay? Those of us on the Merkaba will be working on some diversionary tactics. Me and Ordine should be able to get some of those Imperial Defense Force heads turning. A few disturbances on the surface should certainly cause a fair bit of commotion as well. We'll make sure those cursed soldiers get scarcely even a moment apiece. We'll have to make sure we coordinate with the guild and everyone else from the branch campus too. How about you, Agate? You in? You know it. No way I'm backing out with how far we've come. Agate. Hey now, I ain't ever seen the top secret infiltration operative make a face like that before. It's your time to shine, Tita. You got this. Now's your chance to show that old coot just how much the branch campus has taught you. Oh, John, when will you ever learn how to read in English? I will. You be careful too, Agate. Reen, everyone, you absolutely must succeed in this. She's in there waiting for you, Reen. Waiting for you to come rescue her. I just know it. She won't have to wait for much longer. Not if we have something to say about it. We'll make sure to give Prince Cedric your regards if we see him. Thank you, Kurt. I'd appreciate that. May Adios' grace protect us all. You'll have my remote orders to support you as well. Now let's go, everyone. The fate of the branch campus is in our hands. Right. I wish we had everyone's remote orders. I love how, like, choose your party members. But the party is locked. I guess it's telling us we can choose, like, the order. Okay. Muse, Kerr, and Ash. Tina gets relegated to the back with Reen. Oh dear, do we not have... Oh. I never did. Oh. Well. Oops. He's got 64. Muse's got 9. Hopefully, I find an inn or something. You know, something or other. Apparently we're going to Milsante, so that should be fine. Yes, use this formation. What about Altina's thing? These are the Avon Hills where we teleported before. We should be far enough off the beaten path to off the beaten track to avoid the IDF patrols. I imagine they're still keeping a close eye on the roads, though. You're right. We shouldn't let our guard down until we get to Milsante. I think we're pretty close by from here. Oh yeah, we'll get there in no time at all. We'll show you guys the way. Let's get going. Question, can I... No, I cannot. I was just gonna fast travel to Milsante. Okay. Well, that is where we're gonna end the stream for today. We will be back tomorrow for August 25th. That's what the day is in the game. Anyway, yeah. I'll be back tomorrow with more... Wait, no. Sorry, I will be back tomorrow with Final Fantasy XIV. If not, I will be back on Saturday with more of this. I completely forgot today is Thursday. Anyway, see you guys then. Bye-bye.